Module Overview. This module addresses the often overlooked yet critical area of trauma-informed care, the impact of trauma exposure on caregivers, healthcare professionals, social workers, and other service providers. Trauma-informed care is not only about the clients, it's also about the health and wellness of those providing the care. Constant exposure to stories of suffering, abuse, and loss can lead to what is known as vicarious trauma, secondary traumatic stress, or compassion fatigue. Without proper organizational and individual level safeguards, professionals may begin to experience burnout, psychological distress, or even trauma-related symptoms themselves. This module explores how organizations can embed trauma-informed principles not just into client services, but into staff care, professional supervision, and workplace culture.
It provides advanced insights, strategies, and tools to build resilient, reflective, and well-supported professionals who are equipped to sustain trauma-informed practices without compromising their mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Understanding vicarious trauma and related conditions. Vicarious trauma. A process through which a professional internalizes the traumatic experiences of others through empathetic engagement. This can lead to disruptions in worldview, emotional exhaustion, and intrusive thoughts. Secondary traumatic stress, STS. The set of trauma symptoms, e.g. nightmares, avoidance, hypervigilance, that mirror post-traumatic stress disorder PTSD, but occur through indirect exposure. Compassion fatigue. A gradual lessening of compassion over time, often due to prolonged caregiving stress, may result in detachment, cynicism, or emotional numbness. Burnout. A broader term referring to emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and reduced professional efficacy, often resulting from chronic workplace stress. All of these can coexist and impact performance, decision-making, empathy, and health. Psychological and neurological roots of professional trauma. Repeated exposure to trauma narratives activates the mirror neuron system, leading to empathetic distress. Chronic exposure increases cortisol and adrenaline levels, impairing executive function, mood regulation, and memory. Brain areas affected: amygdala, hyperalertness, prefrontal cortex, reduced logic, impulse control, and hippocampus, memory distortion. Signs and symptoms of trauma. Exposure response. 1. Emotional symptoms. 2. Behavioral signs. 3. Physical symptoms. Irritability, sadness, guilt, withdrawal, overworking, isolation, fatigue, headaches, insomnia, anger or numbness, loss of joy or empathy, GI issues, tension, frequent illness, flashbacks or intrusive thoughts, substance misuse, poor boundaries, chest pain, shortness of breath. Warning signs to watch for: losing hope or meaning in work, becoming increasingly cynical, avoiding certain clients or topics, difficulty concentrating or regulating emotions. Self-awareness and reflective practice. Self-assessment tools, ProQOL, Professional Quality of Life Scale, Self-Care Wheel, STSS Scale, practice daily reflection, journaling, peer debriefs, mindfulness exercises. Develop a compassion fatigue prevention plan with actionable goals. Examples: I will take 10 minutes of quiet time before client sessions. I will not bring work home on weekends. I will check in weekly with a peer supporter. Practical strategies for individual resilience. Personal strategies: sleep hygiene, regular movement, and balanced nutrition. Mindfulness practices, e.g., deep breathing, yoga, guided imagery. Establishing work-life boundaries and recovery rituals. Attending professional supervision and therapy as needed. Protective traits. Emotional intelligence. Ability to detach with empathy. Spirituality or meaning-making. Humor and creativity. Organizational responsibility and staff wellness. A trauma-informed organisation should not only train staff in trauma sensitivity, but also protect staff from trauma exposure impact. This includes psychologically safe work environments, debriefing and reflective supervision, rotating high-risk roles, promoting manageable caseloads, encouraging time off and preventing overwork, leadership modelling, self-care, accreditation bodies such as CARF, Joint Commission, and NASW emphasise organisational duty to staff care in trauma-prone settings. Trauma-informed leadership and supervision. Supervisors and managers should validate emotional labour in trauma care, provide non-punitive spaces for feedback, use strengths-based supervision, encourage shared decision-making, be trained in recognising trauma signs in staff monitor for morale, turnover, and burnout risks. Building a culture of compassionate accountability. Creating systems where wellness is normalised and burnout is proactively addressed involves embedding self-care into job descriptions, monthly wellness check-ins, peer mentorship programs, creating anonymous reporting channels, celebrating resilient stories, developing wellness KPIs, key performance indicators, in management.